There comes a point when pretending becomes unbearable, not because you're afraid of being caught, but because you're afraid of forgetting who you were before the lie. That point came for me on a rain-soaked evening in the palace. The day had started like every other, layers of etiquette lessons, hours of courtly stillness, and voices that wrapped lies in silk. I wore a sapphire gown that glittered like frost and smiled like my heart wasn't hollow. But I was crumbling inside, and no one could see it. That evening, I returned to my chamber and sat still while Marjorie unpinned my hair. Her hands moved gently, brushing away curls that had long since stopped feeling like my own. She didn't speak, and I didn't ask her to. Silence had become our secret language. When she left, I stayed in the dark, listening to the soft tick of the clock and the whisper of rain against glass. That's when it happened. A knock, soft, almost hesitant, echoed against my door. I opened it cautiously. No one was there. Only a folded piece of parchment, resting on the floor like a dropped petal. I bent down, heart racing, and opened it. No seal, no greeting. Just 4 words, written in clean, careful script. They're watching, be ready. My breath caught. I didn't sleep that night. Every creak in the corridor felt louder. Every shadow moved when it shouldn't. I sat by the window watching the rain smear the stars, wondering who had written that note. And why? Had someone discovered the truth? Was it a warning? Or a threat? The next morning, I tried to act normal, whatever that meant now. I sat through my lessons. I nodded politely at courtiers. I answered the queen's questions about my embroidery, even though I could barely feel the needle in my fingers. But my mind was somewhere else. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched differently now, like someone was peeling back the layers and seeing through the silks and powdered smiles. That evening, I left my room without permission. I couldn't stay still, couldn't pretend everything was fine. I wrapped a cloak around my shoulders and wandered through the lesser-used halls of the palace. The stone beneath my feet felt colder here, the air heavier. These were the servants' corridors where tapestries didn't cover the walls and candlelight flickered against exposed stone. That's when I heard it. Voices. Muffled. Urgent. I followed them down a narrow hall, stopping just before a bend. I pressed myself against the wall, barely breathing. 2 men. Nobles from their voices and cadence.
She doesn't act the same,
one said.
She hesitates when she speaks to the council. Remembers some names, but not others.
Could be trauma.
The other replied.
Or it could be a fabrication. A long one.
A silence. Then,
we should be careful. If she's not who she says she is, it changes everything.
My blood ran cold. I slipped away quietly. Did they know? Or were they just suspicious? Either way, the truth was getting too close. I went to the one person who had always made me feel human in this palace. Samuel. I found him in the garden, pruning a crooked tree under the gray sky. His hands were dirt-stained, his sleeves rolled back. He didn't look surprised to see me. "Walk with me?" I asked. He nodded and didn't speak. We walked along the gravel path, passing hedges and flower beds I hadn't noticed before. The silence was comfortable, but I couldn't hold it anymore. Samuel, if someone was pretending to be someone they're not, because they had to, would that make them a liar? He stopped walking. Then he turned to me, his expression unreadable.
I think,
he said slowly,
a lie told for survival isn't always a betrayal. Sometimes it's a shield.
I swallowed. Even if people start getting hurt? He looked at me, really looked at me, and something passed between us. Understanding. Sadness. Maybe both.
That depends,
he said.
On whether the one telling the lie can live with the weight of it.
That night, I did something I never thought I'd do. I knocked quietly on Marjorie's door, not as a princess, but as Emma. When she opened it, her eyes widened in surprise, but she didn't speak. I need to talk to you, I whispered. And in that moment, something shifted. We sat by her fire and I told her the truth. Not every detail, but enough. Enough for her to understand that I wasn't who they thought I was. That I had never worn a crown before the day I was dragged into the palace. That I wasn't Amelia. When I finished, she didn't look horrified. She didn't scream or run or curse me. She reached out and held my hand.
I knew something was different,
She said.
but I also saw how hard you were trying. You've been protecting something more than yourself, haven't you?
I nodded, tears stinging my eyes. She squeezed my hand.
Then you're not a fraud. You're brave.
And so, in that quiet room, with the fire crackling softly beside us, a plan began to form. If I couldn't keep pretending, then maybe I had to find a way out.